Yo, what's going on YouTube? 2Sketchy here. Welcome back to another video where we are going to discuss the importance of rushing your tools and getting your tools upgraded as fast as possible for you to be able to get as many resources and get the biggest yield you possibly can. So for example, here's some aluminum ore, and as I'm hitting this, it says requires a more advanced gathering tool. That should be pretty self-explanatory because, well, we just don't have the tool necessary to be able to get that specific ore. So for starters, right, in the beginning you start off with a crude pickaxe, and eventually you go down the line and upgrade this into a copper pickaxe, followed by bronze, steel, alloy, so on and so forth, and eventually you'll end up getting electric tools and chainsaws and whatnot. And if you don't know, I mean, for beginners, you might not know. I feel like people already know how to do this, but if you don't know, if you go to your memetics and look at your meme points over here, right, the points that you'll need to be able to sort of acquire these nodes, in your infrastructure memetics, you'll see the tree to be able to upgrade your, to your copper pickaxe and eventually your bronze pickaxe, and you go straight down the line here, all down the family tree, eventually steel, which I actually really recommend. I think steel is a huge boost in terms of the resources that you'll gather, but eventually you're going to want that chainsaw and the electric drill and the alloy pickaxe, yada yada yada. So the difference there being, let's go ahead and discuss this real fast. So if I go ahead and hit the tree with a very basic crude pickaxe, which is the one that you'll start with, I'm sorry, I'm already over encumbered because I've been doing this for a little bit. So if I hit this tree, I'm going to get 10, right? As you can see, the 10 is popping up there. I get 10 log per hit. It takes a little bit of time, as a beginner, you're like, wow, cool, I'm getting tree, this is awesome. But then you'll soon get used to the upgraded version. So I'm going to switch to now copper pickaxe, which is on my 5. You'll see a little bit of a difference there, right? So from 10, we're going to go to 13 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 times 13, that's 130 wood that we just got out of that, right? 130 wood versus, now let's go ahead and go up one more step, right? So from copper, we're going to go to bronze. This is a bronze pickaxe. Ready? 15, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's a smaller tree, unfortunately. So depending on how big the tree is, you're going to get the yield versus what the size of the tree is. So obviously that makes sense, but you're getting 15 per hit, essentially, right? So now if we switch over to our steel, and I think, again, this is probably the biggest jump. So we went from, what was it, 13 and 15? All of a sudden you go into 22. Like that's just a big jump. You're going from 15 to 22. It's just huge. So highly recommend, especially if you can, once you get your iron ores, which is what you will require to be able to make yourself a steel axe, highly recommend getting the steel pickaxe. And then obviously following that, you'll start going to alloy pickaxe. It does look pretty cool, but the alloy pickaxe is, again, not as big of a jump, right? So from 22 you'll be going to 25. It's an increase. I mean, you're not hitting this for 10 each now, you're hitting it for 25. It's still pretty damn good. If I go with the alloy tree on something as big as a spruce, you're gonna see that we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 times 25. What is that? Somebody do the math real fast. So we have 9 times 25 equals 225. I knew that. I did that from the top of my head. So 225 from a big spruce tree. Now, if we were to hit the same tree with a chainsaw, you're going to see that the yield, right, the initial gathering of it is going to be a little less. You're going to see a smaller number, but it's going to come in more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. 25 times, right? So 25 times 15. So the alloy was 9 times 25. Now we're going to do 25 times 15. And there you go. There's your difference, right? So we went from 225 to 375. same tree, different tools. And if we were to consider that same logic on ores, for example, the same is true. So if I just switch back to my crude pickaxe here, right, I'm gonna hit the copper ore, I'm gonna get my 4 and 2 gravel. So 4 ore, 2 gravel, it is what it is. But if I switch to example the steel one, it's on my 7. Okay, so hitting this with my steel pickaxe, you know, I'm gonna see 10 and 4. So again, it's a pretty big difference. However, there are other tools that allow you to get ore besides pickaxes. So if we switch to my 9 key, you'll see that I have a rock drill. Now, there are 2 different types of rock drills you can sort of initially get. This is the standard one that you can craft. So if we just hit this copper ore real fast, it's incredibly fast, first of all, and, well, you can get 16 out of that. There's another rock drill that you can acquire, and that's through your memetics, but the special section right here, through your specialization. So if you decide to choose the solo drill prospector one, you're able to craft a solo drill, which does acquire a little bit more resource depending on what you use to craft it with. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this real fast. We switch to our solar drill that is on this little key. There we go. And I hit, for example, this tin ore. I'm getting 17 and 16, depending. It varies sometimes because of the initial bonus when you craft it. Another difference to consider if you are going to choose the standard electric rock drill or the solar drill, there is a durability difference. So for example, the solar rock drill that I made with alloy has 50 durability versus the standard rock drill has 500. Now, when you craft yourself the standard and or the solar drill, you're going to see an option when you craft this one. For example, the solar drill here has a drop down menu, which now if I change this to, for example, tungsten or gold, you can see that the bonuses here are my ratio of being able to acquire some of these ores is going to change drastically. So with aluminum, I'm going to be able to get 15%, tungsten, I'm going to be able to get 25, and golden ore, I'm going to be able to get 40. But if I go over to the rock drill, I don't have any of those bonuses. However, the durability is going to last longer, so it's not going to break on me as fast. So I'm assuming that for the solar drill, I'm probably going to want to get gold ore so I can get that 40% increase. And if I can get a decent amount of it, obviously I'm going to want more of it. And then plus, you know, you need to be considerate that you're going to be spending some resources to, well, build yourself the storage battery, both for the electric rock drill and the solar. Anyways, I hope that was informative and motivated you guys to, well, rush the memetics for your tools. I think it's, you know, it can be looked over, especially if there's so many other things to get. But tools obviously is gonna give you the chances to get a lot of yield and a lot of resources and a lot of logs or ores in a short amount of time, besides, you know, counting on your dig boys and your beaver deviants to be able to acquire these resources. So you can go ahead and burst through there as soon as you get the resources acquired. For example, steel pickaxe is going to ask for steel ingots, and alloy is going to ask for aluminum, so on and so forth. And once we get to tungsten, obviously this one's going to do even better. And then obviously, you know, you'll get your advanced chainsaw and advanced drills on top of that, which are probably going to yield even more. But I'm assuming that these two, both the chainsaw and the advanced drill, is going to be the way to go. Anyways, with that being said, my name is Sketchy, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.